has weighed anchor, me lad. I am Captain Hardrock.
This rebellious theme.
Do you realize it's our very first concert?
Yeah, she does realize that. That's why she's here, helping to clean up. The writers still haven't gotten any better at delivering exposition.
What if he doesn't know Julika's address?
I've never lived on a boat, but I don't think they have addresses. Also, can someone who's from Paris or knows about these types of things tell me what the logistics are for a houseboat? Is this even legal?
I'm cleaning up for tonight. Your boat's gonna be clean as a whistle.
You're cleaning? We never pick up in this house.
First of all, it's not really a house, and second of all, that's beyond rude. It's common courtesy to clean up when you have guests, and ruining Marinette's work like that right in front of her is even worse. Also, not having a clean living space is child abuse, Anarka, so I sure hope you're exaggerating about the whole never cleaning thing. That is not what he played.
Are you sure you're practicing, Adrian?
Just doing the same exercises over and over again. I think I could make better progress if I could just play with other musicians.
We agrests are soloists. We're not mere group members. I suggest you rehearse your piece some more.
Who cares if Adrian is a master pianist? I could understand it if Gabriel was, but he's not. He's a fashion designer. And besides, Adrian is right. As a pianist myself, I can tell you that at a certain point, practicing a piece too much makes you play worse. Of course, this was just thrown in here to create artificial tension, so why do I even care?
Never place a metal object next to a compass, you hear, lass? Metal attracts the needle just like a magnet, which is why you can't get them anywhere near each other.
Maybe I'm just like this statue and Adrian's my compass. Maybe we're meant to stay away from each other forever.
What the heck are you talking about? His dad is abusive. Stop making this about you. Alia's eyes glitch. Poor Luka doesn't even get a curtain, much less a door for his room. I'm starting to think Anarka is just as bad as a parent as Gabriel, just in different ways. I don't like or dislike Luka, but I will point out that he was obviously meant to be older than Marinette since he doesn't go to their school, but later he became Julika's twin. Maybe the writers finally realized that age gaps are kinda creepy. That, or they realized that if Luka was older, ZAG couldn't be both of their fathers without knowing about him. I hope it's the former, but knowing these writers, it's probably the latter.
My name's Mama, Mama Marinette.
Hello, Marinette. Sorry, I tend to make more sense with this.
Luka, you just made fun of her stutter, which, for all you know, could be a medical condition. I think we are way past being bad with words here.
That's strange. It seems you have something like this in your heart.
Again, I don't dislike Luka, but did they have to make his introduction so creepy?
You like Jagged Stone's music?
He's my favorite singer.
Of all the singers in the world, Luka's favorite is the one who just so happens to also be his father. What a coincidence.
I think I better go and join the groove you said. You're a funny girl, Marinette.
Luka's voice actor sounds very strange during this entire episode, although I'm not entirely sure why. I get that they were still figuring him out, but it's uncomfortable to listen to.
I'm thinking Marinette the Compass has found herself a new statue.
What? Luka? No way, you're being ridiculous. Sure, he's cool and nice and everything, but there's only one statue that drives this compass crazy.
He can definitely hear you. I hate this whole love triangle thing so much. Luka himself is fine, but we all know Adrianette is the end goal, so why add any of this? It's just unfair to Luka, and since he's such a good guy, you end up feeling bad for him and disliking Marinette for leading him on. Besides, love triangles are the worst trope in all of fiction, so screw this episode for starting this whole thing.
Oh, sailors! Let's give them a show whenever you're ready, Luka!
This speaker wasn't covered earlier, so did they cover it just for this grand reveal, even though they've all already seen it?
You're going to need these, believe me.
That's impossible. And if it was possible, Anarka would be in jail faster than Luka could strum that guitar again. Not only did she cause a ton of property damage, but if that sound wave was strong enough to push over cars, then you know it was powerful enough to cause serious bodily harm to a ton of people. And that's on top of rupturing their eardrums. That strum was so violent it yanked all of their earplugs out. That or the animators couldn't be bothered to add them in, even though we can clearly see their ears.
This is Anarka. Are you completely out of your mind. I'm reading 160 decibels. That's 10 times the sound of a jet engine. You just can't do this. You'll have to play something else. It's a music festival, not a noise festival. If you don't turn the volume down, I'll ban your concert altogether.
Roger is right, and I hate this episode for making me agree with him.
Maybe we could just turn the volume down a bit, Captain? Then there'd be no more problem, right?
No, out of the question. I didn't name my galleon Liberty for nothing, you know. It's a matter of principle. Haven't you ever heard of freedom of speech, Roger?
Anarka is incredibly selfish, not just to all of Paris, but to her own kids. By refusing to bend to reasonable requests, she ruins the concert for everyone involved, not to mention the damage she's doing to their hearing. This whole liberty and freedom of speech theme feels more American than French. But since I'm not French, I could be wrong, and this could very well be something French people are really passionate about. Feel free to correct me in the comments.
You asked for it. One more ticket for making me use too many tickets. One more for your attitude. One more because I can't sleep. One more because I'm seasick. One more because I say so.
Okay, Roger, you're losing me. This is why I didn't want to agree with you earlier.
I refuse to give in.
How did someone as abrasive and independent as Anarka raise the soft-spoken and well-mannered Luka and Julika? One could argue that it's their father's genetics, but Jagged's not that much different from Anarka.
Raise the mainsail, me deckhands.
This is a missed opportunity for a part of the ship, part of the crew style akumatization, and I'll never forgive them for that.
Fire!
You'd think, given their history, Captain Hardrock would attack Jagged more fiercely, but you'd be wrong. Granted, I don't think the writers knew about that at this point, but hindsight is 2020. This guitar must be blessed with the power of quantum masking to not break as soon as Captain Hardrock starts kicking down the door.
I command you to stop in the name of the law.
Roger, why even try? All you can do is get in the way.
Any idea where the Akuma is?
It's gotta be on the ship somewhere.
In that case, a cataclysm will settle this.
Wait! There are prisoners down in the hold. If you sink this boat, they might drown.
So, just save them or Miraculous Ladybug them back to safety. It's not like they're going to spontaneously combust the second they hit the water. Honestly, it's pretty odd that Hawkmoth created such an easily defeatable villain, but since he did, the episode should end right here.
I command you to stop your acts of piracy in the name of the law.
Him again.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Ladybug! Don't worry, guys. I'll find a way to get you out. We've got a problem, Cat Noir. I couldn't free the prisoners.
Your only problem is the fact that you didn't even try. You unchained them and just left. Don't act like you tried to free them. You probably should have started running before the flying boat got close enough to ruin your ice cream, but maybe that's just my common sense talking.
Seasickness? Time to raise the sails, milady.
Cat Noir used his cataclysm after Ladybug used her lucky charm, and yet his ring starts beeping before her earrings do. Ladybug's animation resets.
Miraculous Ladybug!
The animators forgot to erase the chain, so now it's just floating there.
Would you like to play this piece with me, Father? As a duet? Please, Father, if I'm not allowed to go to my friend's concert, at least grant me this.
Musical pieces can't just be magically separated into 4 hands, so was this song originally meant to be a duet? That can't be, since it doesn't sound any different. Besides, why would Gabriel have his son play a duet when he clearly hates the idea of working with other musicians?
Adrian, you okay, buddy?
No one knows how to play it.
I know how to play it.
Great. Welcome to the band, Adrian.
Thanks.
You can't just join a concert you've never practiced for, especially when you aren't given any sheet music to follow. What is this musical malarkey?
Sometimes disorder can be a good thing. If this keyboard hadn't been lying around, we wouldn't have gained us a keyboard player.
He also could have hit his head when he fell and died, Anarka. This is kind of a weird message to send to kids.
Our name is Kitty Section! 1, 2, 3!
Did you forget about Adrian, or do you just not consider him an actual part of the band yet? Which do you think is worse, this song or Smelly Wolf from season 1? I'm not sure, but either way, whoever thought it was a good idea to hand Rose a microphone needs to be imprisoned to prevent any future crimes against humanity. Kitty's section is by far the worst reoccurring plot point in this series, and I will send it accordingly.
From now on, they won't hear anything but your music.
Clearly hates the idea of working with other musicians. Oh my gosh, talking is really hard. clearly hates the idea of working with other musicians. Musicians? I don't know how to say that. And if it was possible, Anarka. Sounds like anarchy, but said with a stupid accent. Dumb name.
And today, Paris's timbers are about to be shivered by my cannons.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
I'm giving you an indestructible ship.
2 seconds later.
Raise the mainsail, me deckhands.
Evening, everyone! Our name is Kitty Section! 1, 2, 3! Camembert, you're the cheese of my dreams!
No way we're playing like this!
Mutiny on my ship. Liberty, seize these scallywags and throw them down into the hold.
I was in a bad mood, but this episode made me feel better, so that's nice. Thank you to M.O.D.E or M.O.D E, Cast Creations, Obsidian Eyes, and MC for supporting the channel on Patreon.